Hi everybody, this is Kate Pieper, licensed marriage family therapist, and my tagline is a brave, compassionate journey. And I thought since the last 2 weeks here in Northern California have been pretty intense, that I would jump online and maybe offer some service, offer some words of encouragement to those of us who are going through some really pretty traumatic things and some unexpected things. Lots of my clients have been evacuated, and then and we're all as a nation recovering from what happened in Las Vegas. So I thought that I would just talk about a few things that are really helpful. As some of you know, I do crises, incident, stress management, and debriefings also. So in that work, sometimes what we do is we talk to people who've gone through tragedy, and we talk about the first thing that you need to do, like with your families, if you're going through a really difficult time, is the first thing that I think about is to allow for a lot of grace. Because everybody in the family is going to be experiencing a lot of different emotions. You might have your introverts who are experiencing just want to be by themselves, and they might be experiencing a lot of irritability or just a lot of, it's hard for me because I'm not an introvert, so everything that if I'm being stressed out, the whole family knows that I'm stressed out. So your extroverts are going to be expressing themselves really quite a bit, and your introverts are going to be in not wanting to participate with the family as much. And you might see your younger children, you might see them being a little bit more aggressive. You might see them a little bit more clingy. And the same with adults. You might see, for some reason, your husband doesn't want to talk about what he's experiencing, being evacuated, but the wife wants to talk about it insistently, or the husband wants to talk about everything that's going on insistently. And so I just want to encourage you that your family is going to experience a myriad of emotions, and to just normalize that. And so the first thing that you need to do as a family is stabilize and make sure that everybody is doing okay. Hey, how are you doing, buddy? How are you doing about being in a different environment? How are you doing about your friend having lost their home? Or how are you doing about school being out for like 3 days or 4 days or 5 days? And just checking in and making sure that those basic needs and those basic emotions are really being taken care of, and that your family is really aware that you're there for them and you're concerned about them and you're willing to listen to them. And so that's the second thing that you need to do, is you stabilize everybody, make sure everybody's needs are being taken care of. The second thing that you do is actually acknowledge, and that acknowledgement is just listening to them. So, like, I've talked to some clients this week, some people this week, and they're really not affected. They're staying away. I don't know how anybody could not be affected with the smoke that we are inundated with right now, but some people are really not affected. Some people are discovering that their children or their loved ones have asthma and are having difficulty breathing. So the thing to do as a family is to check in and to acknowledge, how are you feeling? Are you feeling scared? Are you feeling secure? Do you have everything that you need? I encourage you to go on websites, and I can supply a link to websites so that you know your safety procedures. But going back to acknowledging how the person's doing, just finding out exactly what they're experiencing. So if they say, I'm a little irritated, or they say, I'm scared, or they say, I'm okay, but but John was mean today. You know, actually finding out what that mean today was like, or you're a little scared, tell me what you're a little scared about, but just acknowledging that. And then you want to find out like what kind of coping skills that they're using. So, hey, when you're really scared, what do you do? And I really encourage you, if you're listening, to ask me any questions, but find out what coping skills that they're using. Like what do you do when you're afraid? Do you come to mom and dad? Do you talk to your teacher about what you're afraid about? Do you feel free to talk to your big sister? Do you feel free to talk to your brother about it? You know, who do you turn to when you're afraid? Or and being careful about even not exposing children to more than that they can handle, more than their emotional capacity can handle. So that's why we really recommend that you limit the time that you would watch television and watch the news in front of them, or even listen to the news in front of them, because it can be really overwhelming, and it can, you know, it stresses us out, but it really stresses out our family members also. But being really aware about that and finding out exactly what they're experiencing. Maybe they heard something on the radio that they have questions about. Maybe they're hearing about, I just heard today about the tragedy of people losing their animals and their pets, and just being aware of what are you hearing, asking your children and asking your family members, what are you hearing? What are you thinking about? It's amazing when you just take that time to just listen to them. And there's a few things that you can do. Like, one thing, to just expect that irritability right now. To just, you know, people are grumpy. It's hard to breathe in this smoke. It's a very eerie feeling. I don't like it personally. I love blue skies. I don't care for, you know, even if as I'm sitting here, I'm looking out the window and I just saw 5 fire trucks leaving our area, heading down south, and I'm thinking, okay, they just probably, those are first responders who are probably really tired. So just expecting that if your family, or if you and your husband or wife or your children are arguing a little bit more, and you're not really arguing about anything in particular, sometimes that's because you just went through a really unexpected event, and it takes a toll on the body. And it's just really important to maybe play some games, maybe give each other space that you normally wouldn't give each other, maybe read books that have nothing to do with anything but are just fun. Keep up your hydration. That's something that you really need to do. The other thing that to watch for is when we're really stressed out, what we tend to do is we tend to do excesses. So when we're really stressed out, I know yesterday I was talking with somebody and they said, I need some chocolate right now. And I was thinking, yeah, we all need chocolate when we're really stressed out? But that's good, but you also want to be aware of excesses. So like, for instance, if you have a glass of wine every night, okay, that's what you do on a regular basis. If you've just gone through something really unexpected and you're finding yourself having 2 glasses of wine every night, or maybe 2 bottles of wine every night, that's excess. So what we want to do is we want to recommend that you don't turn to excesses, whether that's food, sugar, wine, chocolate. I'm not sure that you can do excess on chocolate. But no, you really want to watch for the excesses. And then you really want to make sure that you're drinking enough water. I know I said that before, but it's just really important how much to hydrate. And then it's really important to connect with other people. So that's where that vulnerability takes a lot of courage, and connecting with other people and making sure that you're saying the things that are going through your mind. It wasn't that long ago that I was in a concert with somebody, and I was actually at the Coldplay concert, and we were having a wonderful time. But one of the things that I did is I turned to my friend and I said, you know, I'm just thinking about what's my exit strategy if something happens. What's my exit strategy? And my friend just said, yeah, I've already thought about that. So sometimes we tend to isolate because we think that we're the only ones who are worrying about life and about our situation. And then when we're vulnerable and we actually say, you know, I'm wondering how we can get out in case the fire comes down our way. I'm wondering what's our exit strategy, and where are we all going to meet once we've evacuated. And it's just smart to have those plans, and it's also smart to talk about what you're really concerned about. It's okay to say, I'm going to bed tonight and I'm thinking we might be evacuated in the middle of the night, and that's okay, but recognize that takes stress out, that puts stress on your mind and your body and your emotions, and allow each other to experience that and give each other space through that. A lot of times people are really irritable, just repeating myself. A lot of times people are really irritable and they're not connecting it to, hey, you've just gone through a week and it's a week of tragedy, or it's 2 weeks of hearing about tragedy and hearing about really, really terrible situations that can't be avoided and that your heart is just going out for. And but that takes a toll on you, and sometimes it causes a lot of irritability. So I just want to encourage you. I want to encourage you that if you're being more irritable than you normally would be, cut yourself some slack. Especially when you're driving on the roads, please cut each other some slack and be really patient with each other. People are experiencing a lot of grief right now, a lot of grief in California. And even though the grows are burning and we're all being hotboxed, it's not deadening the pain, is it? It is not deadening the pain. So that's what I have to say, and I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you stay safe and your loved ones stay safe, and I hope that whatever your journey is, that you experience it in a brave and compassionate way. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.